Hi, it's LeJanaro back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back. Um, Today I want to talk to you about my Minerva project that I made. I got this fabric back sometime in November, I think. I know I ordered it sometime in November, and it came a couple of weeks later. It comes from overseas, so it takes a while to get to me. For those that don't know, I am one of Minerva's ambassadors. So each month they send us out an email. We choose some fabric and we pick a pattern and make a garment. So this time I chose, let's see if I can remember the fabric names are so long, but essentially it's a chunky sweater knit. I will link the actual fabric and the name of it in the description box below, but it's this burgundy chunky sweater knit, and it has actual knit patterns in it. I read that from someone's blog on the Minerva website. If you have never been on the Minerva website, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just one of their ambassadors, just talking about what I made. But if you've never gone to their website, there are a lot of different seamstress, how do you say plural, seamstresses? There are a lot of people that sew on their website, and they write blog posts. There's all kind of things on there. So if you haven't checked out Minerva's website, definitely check it out, because you find a lot of good information from people making different patterns, using different fabrics. So yeah, it's a fun site. So that's what I chose for that month. I wanted something for sweater weather. So I found this on their website, and I like the burgundy color. So it's a chunky sweater knit, and see the different patterns in it. And I chose to do, I was going to say simplicity. Kwik Sew 3693. I made the version over here with the hood on it. I was going to make a simplicity pattern. It's a fairly new simplicity pattern, and I think I showed it to you all in another video and said I was going to use that for the Minerva fabric. But I didn't have enough fabric. I only had 3 yards, and I wouldn't have had enough to cut, I think the front piece. Anyway, since I couldn't use the simplicity pattern, I picked up this Kwik Sew 3693 from my stash, and I decided to make the version with the hood on it. Only thing I didn't add is the pockets on the front. I don't know if you can see that. There are pockets on the front. She has her hand. They're patch pockets, is what they're called. Let's see if I can show you the line drawing on the back so you can see this version here. So I didn't add the pockets because I didn't feel like they would lay right because the fabric is so thick. But Mommy gave me a tip for next time to make a lining. What type of fabric? Like a silky? Like a silky type fabric for a lining. That way you don't have to do all that folding over on the pockets, and they will probably lay a little bit better. So if I decide to make this again, or if I have something else with patch pockets and I'm using a thicker fabric, I will do a lining. All right, so about this pattern, very easy sew. Very, very easy. It has the front piece, which the hood is already attached to the front piece. It has the back piece, the sleeves, and the pocket. So only 4 pattern pieces. And you can make this out of, it's designed for firm stretch knits. Suggested is sweatshirt, fleece, French terry, double knit, jersey, and polar fleece. So you can make this out of a variety of fleece fabrics. I cut a large for this. I thought the extra large would be way too big. So I cut a large. Just like all my other patterns, the sleeves were too long, so I had to take off probably about 5 inches off the sleeve because they were too long. But very, very straightforward. So I got a little bit confused because y'all know I don't like to read instructions. So I had to go to the instructions. I was a little bit confused when I was attaching the front and the back at the shoulder seams. The hood was still just kind of hanging because, like I said, it's attached to the front piece. And I couldn't figure out how to attach the hood to the back piece. And then I looked at the instructions, and you sew all the way across from shoulder to shoulder, attaching the hood to the back piece of the back pattern piece. So once I figured that out, it was smooth sailing. And it was just me, again, not wanting to read directions. But again, very easy sew. This is a good pattern for beginners. If you can find it, I know, do they even still put Kwik Sew on sale? I don't even know. But if your Joann still has a Kwik Sew drawer, just look in the drawer. You might be able to find this pattern in there. And again, it's $36.93. I think I want to make it again in the future just because I like jackets, right? Now this fabric, I did pre-wash it. It didn't fray in the wash, but when I cut it, little pieces started to fray from it. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm still finding little burgundy frayed pieces all over my cutting mat, all over my other clothes. Mom was saying some got on her fabric when she was doing her fabric haul. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind with this fabric. Once you cut into it, it does start to fray. It is nice and chunky. It does feel good against the skin. When I finished the jacket, it's very warm. I wore it the other day when I took pictures, and I'll pop pictures on the screen. It's very, very warm. Something else about this fabric, don't use pins because pins will fall out. Mommy found a pin on the floor. It probably fell out of this when I was pinning it together. So once I realized that the pins were falling out, I grabbed some binder clips, and I used binder clips to hold it together when I was putting the pattern pieces together. So that's another tip for this fabric. I also used a zigzag stitch because it does have some stretch to it. Not a lot of stretch, but just a little bit of stretch. And stretch is in the title. I can't remember the entire title, but stretch is somewhere in the title for this fabric. So I did use a zigzag stitch just to make sure, that it doesn't come apart. Trying to think what else. It does get thick. I do like to serge my seams, but there are certain areas, like maybe right here, when you're sewing around this part here of the sleeve and the jacket, it's real thick right there. So something you might want to do, maybe you might want to serge your pieces ahead of time, or maybe use some bias tape, something like that. That might help. But yeah, that's my Minerva project. Hopefully the pictures are coming up good on the screen so you can see what it looks like on. And I think that's it. I did write a blog post on the Minerva website, and the pictures are on the Minerva website, and I think I posted a photo on Instagram. So, yep, that is it. Again, this is my Minerva project for the month. I will say, what is this, January? It was for, even though I got the fabric in mid-November, I posted it in January. So my January Minerva make, I'll link the fabric, the pattern, Minerva's website, think that's it. I'll link all of those things in the description box below for you all. Right? Did I get a question? I don't think I got a question of the day. I thought I had one, but then maybe, oh, I did have one. And it's funny because it's about memory, and I just forgot that I had a question of the day. So there's that. Question of the day, a memory you think of often. So mine is funny. I want to make mommy laugh because I think this is one of her favorite memories as well. I'll try to be quick with the story. So I think about this. I can be washing dishes. I can be folding clothes, watching TV, and this memory will come to my mind, and I just crack up every time. So when I was a little girl, it was over the summer, I think. Me and my brother, we were bored, and we were sitting on the porch, and we wanted to go to our friend's house. So my brother will always say, you go ask, because she'll tell you, yeah. If you ask, she'll say yes. And if I ask, she'll say no. So I skipped my little self in there. How old was I? Probably couldn't have been no more than 5 or 7 or something like that. 5 years old. So I skipped my little self in there. And mommy worked the night shift, 11 to 7. So she was really asleep. So I went in and asked her if we could go to our friend's house. And she said no. I went outside and told my brother, I was like, she said, yeah, we can go. So we went, we had fun, and it was walking distance. So, we would walk back, to our friend's house, to the playground, different place like that. That's when we could do those type things. It was safe. So on the way back, we're walking back, and I see mommy standing in the yard with a belt in her hand. And I stopped and I told my brother, I said to my brother, us finna get a whooping. I knew when I saw that belt in her hand that flashback, she told me no, and I said she told me yes. So we both got a whooping. And then we were in the room, and I'm the baby of the family, so everybody always wanted to console me and stuff like that. So my brother was in the room consoling me, and then he realized I got him in trouble. And he said, get off me, you're the reason I got a whooping anyway. So that is a memory that comes to mind all the time. Like, piss me off. I giggle every time I think of that memory. So let me know in the comments what's a memory that you often think of. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post a new video, and I'll see you in the next one.